run was on, and they deliver.
That's my favorite play in baseball. I love it.
With the runner going, there's a base hit left center field.
Some hit and runs, putting guys in motion, because to me, that's the way you get an offense jump-started.
Biggio goes.
And he doesn't make it to third base if he doesn't get that head start.
Love it. The hit and run to perfection.
We love the hit and run. I love to see it during the game, and I love to play it here inside Studio 21.
See it often?
Do not see it as much as I'd like, but that's just me. Bill Ripken, Mark DeRosa, Lauren Shahade. I'm Robert Flores. Thank you for joining us here on this Friday morning. Let's start with Byron Buxton and the Minnesota Twins. Bill, I'm going to come to you first here. Byron Buxton leaves the game yesterday with a hip injury. He had been playing at an MVP level, but the Twins fall again, and they're also 0-7 in extra inning games this season.
Well, for a quick hitter, my knee-jerk reaction is I said this is horrible because it's so much fun watching him play.
Yeah.
And you're so excited for him when he's hitting the ball out of the ballpark. He's hitting the ball at the gap. You see that run. You see him diving in right center field, pulling up the ball. Yeah. And then you go, oh, no, dude, not again. Please get this thing right and get back on the field and stay on the field for us.
Yeah, I completely agree. And you're watching a guy that can potentially win the most valuable player. I think last night putting eyeballs on Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, you can't, I mean, obviously you go to Mike Trout.
And then?
Stay tuned with Shohei Ohtani and what he does on a nightly basis. It's disgusting. I mean, you can't deny it much longer. But Buxton's in that conversation of the greats. Yeah. Listen, he's the difference maker for me, for the Minnesota Twins. We know what they are going into postseason. You need the Falcon.
You said exactly that opening day, so it's interesting we're back to this point. You said if he stays healthy, it was opening day, Byron Buxton will be your
real quick
in the American League.
Eric just mentioned this in my ear. The Twins are 11-8 in regulation games, so not 7-inning doubleheaders and not extra inning games. But then again, 0-7 in extra inning games this season.
Every single year, as the deadline approaches, we send, do we not, Sonny Gray to like parts unknown.
I want him.
Everyone wants him. 48 consecutive starts with 6 hits or less. Where's he go? Where are we sending him this year, D-Row?
I would love to know and have lunch with him and love to know, is it a New York thing or was it a Yankee thing? Because I thought the Mets should have jumped out there and tried to get him. They reverse field and got Carrasco and did a bunch of different things. He fits anywhere. He fits anywhere. A team like the San Francisco Giants, pitching in that ballpark, he'd never give up a home run. I'm interested to see how the landscape plays out and teams that are fighting. If you go back to my predictions early in the season, I said he's going to pitch the wild card game for the Twins.
What?
I said that on opening day, so we'll see that if I get lucky.
That'd be a nice little fit right there. What's interesting, too, because you said the Yankees, look at his road numbers that year. When he was
What
with
were
the Yankees.
they?
Oh, yeah.
So it might be a New York
It could
thing.
be a New York thing. And let's face it, look, Randy Johnson, the big unit, won 34 games for the Yankees in 2 years. 17-17. That wasn't good enough. So, you know what, New York has its way of doing that, but I would take Sonny anywhere. But that's a good call with Minnesota.
Yeah.
I'm not confident that the Yankees utilized him.
Yeah, I just wonder if
either.
Was it a philosophy thing?
Yeah.
Does he not like the city? What would it be?
His road numbers were good, though.
Speaking of the New York Yankees and the American League East, the entire division is separated by 3.5 games. Where are you on this division right now, and who do you see kind of emerging away from the pack?
I like the fact that the Yankees, even though Altuve had a moment yesterday, have kind of started to settle down and play better baseball. And I think Brian Cashman, if he looking at this team up, with true glasses, realizes he's going to need to make a few moves to kind of bolster the situation here. I picked them to win it. I'm going to stay there. I don't know if Toronto has enough starting pitching wise to
Red Sox.
Bash teams. They're the interesting team for me because obviously Cora is a wizard. And he's got those guys playing hard, and they're going to get Sale back at some point. They addressed the bullpen. Yeah, but I'll stay with I don't like to come off my predictions, first.
I picked the Rays to win this division. I was a little worried at the start.
Rays?
I went Rays, but they're rounding into form a little bit here.
I'm staying with the Yankees.
Yeah, you said it yesterday. As currently constructed, they're good enough.
Yeah, look, I picked him to begin with. There's no reason for me to come off him right now. Tyon throwing the ball a little bit better. Kluber throwing the ball a little bit better. We know what you have in Cole. And to D-Row's point, they have the ability to make moves, but they don't have everybody out there on the field, and yet I still think they're still probably a notch above everybody else.
Okay, that's the AL East.
I just
according.
worry about
Tell me.
this. I just worry about this with the Yankees. I worry about, and I never hope for injury on anybody. If a Kluber was to go down, where are we going?
Could say that about a lot of teams.
No, you
D-Rose.
can't say that about a lot of people. You can't. Not teams that are going to win a World Series. You really look at it,
But
you can't.
his first
A lot of
race-
pressure put on Corey Kluber to be great, healthy for 162 and through October. Or to expect Severino to come back and be nails is unfair. Same with Sale. You can't expect Chris Sale to walk through the door when Boston gets him back. It's not going to be the same version.
That's the AL
this
East.
year.
According to Stevie Bukes, who's going to win the AL West, Robert?
He picked the Seattle Mariners.
He did pick the Mariners.
win
And
that
JP
division.
Morosi yesterday, you weren't here, said the impact Jared Kelenic will have when he gets there is comparable to this. Check this out.
And I'm going to make a lofty comparison here, but I believe it's fair. He could be for the Mariners this year what Bryce Harper was for the Nationals in 2012. He is that kind of an impact player.
2 home runs yesterday. We buying? Yes and no.
I don't know if we're necessarily throwing him into the Bryce Harper conversation yet. Look, I saw this kid in Chicago at the Under Armour Baseball Factory
And?
All-America game. The kid loves to play, and I think the kid can hit. But when I think about some of the size comparisons, this dude's 6'1", $190. Bryce is a little bit bigger than 6'1", $190. And more of an animal like when he was 17 years old going off the back wall in the Kingdom, or I mean in
Harp was
Tampa, right? Where he was going in the back wall?
Yes.
But look, I love the makeup of this kid. He wants to play, and I'm not doubting talent, but we get so frisky with throwing some big comparisons
Okay.
out there. I don't see the comparison between the two
You think
players.
Jared Kelenic walking into Dodger Stadium for his debut at 19 years old, and he's rubbing this like liniment all over his body. 19, he's got a stitch of clothes on.
Okay, wait a minute.
I'm like,
wait a
hey,
minute.
Bryce, you
I
comfortable?
believe this kid.
Put a towel
no,
on, for God's
I believe this kid might do that. This
He
kid.
said that about a few players.
Yeah.
He said that about Josh
I
Donaldson.
will say
when
this
hung around
about
him
Bryce, though.
first
He
time.
did not come in and was expected to be a savior. That team was built on pitching. That team had some good young hitters on it to begin with. Bryce kind of assimilated into that lineup, and I mean, he gave us obviously a huge shot in the arm. But it wasn't like the savior was walking in the door. It was like, this team is so young and hungry, it'd be remiss not to add Bryce Harper.
The liniment, is that what you said?
Some type of liniment happening.
It's just oil. Why so oily?
I don't know, but he went out like me, Dodger, your rookie year, you're like, he was like, getting ready to, like, the world's been waiting.
So wait a minute,
Been waiting.
How was he like you? Did you do that? You
I've
just said that.
never. Are we shaking
Hey.
my boots
Oh,
when
okay.
I came?
Now, JP Morosi was not the only one that was making predictions earlier. Zero as Gordon Gecko.
Roflo, I'm back up at the Hamptons. I took the helicopter. I got money to burn. We're going to get a little risky. We've been hard on Gleyber Torres. He's tired of listening to the noise. He's my play of May. Ramon Laureano. Buy a little bit of stock on him. We got money to burn. Has anybody locked in on Zach Wheeler? I think his next couple starts, he's going to go off. Sonny Gray, he's getting ready to go on a run. Little risk, but I think I like him for May.
Zero, that was on Monday, and nearly all of these stock tips have hit, particularly what we saw yesterday from Zach Wheeler. You're on fire, my man.
Listen, I go home. I hope the people at home realize I go home and to a one-bedroom with a Jersey Mike's and grind this out. I'm not
Tub
just,
in a tub?
I'm not just guessing here. I got it. Hats off to the Philadelphia Phillies. The 118 step out for Zach Wheeler. Were you, Billy Rep?
Come on, man.
That
Go
was
ahead.
big. When they first did that, I was like, wow, that's an aggressive number for Zach Wheeler. He's going to be that and then some for them. His stuff is elite, nasty. He was like, got signed on what he was going to become, not on what he did. And looks like they're going to get a bargain.
I like it. You're
Pay attention to the stock.
Pay attention.
Laureano
Mike's number
going
3.
Gordon Gecko going to make another appearance next week?
We'll see.
I want
Might
you
have to
people
watch.
at home just to know.
Yeah.
I go home and I grind it out.
Same here, Bill.
I'm just not guessing here.